Hi everyone, my name is Maria Angela and welcome back to the Thinking Waterman Society. So today we have here Miss Nathalie, and she is a fashion designer from Uganda.
Everyone, I am Nathalie Naina, a Ugandan designer. I have been in the industry for 11 months now, so I am a beginner. My fashion house is NMV Designers, and we deal mostly in female Ankara clothing. And yeah.
Oh, basically, so you're really new to the industry. Now that you've begun your fashion brand
Yeah.
and hope to, do bigger things, what exactly inspired you to begin your Ankara designs, your fashion brand?
What inspired me mostly is my love to design people. Since childhood, I would always, want to be the one to select something for someone. I'll be like, let me dress you for this event, let me ask you for where you're going, and also someone's individuality, like your uniqueness, um, how you put yourself out there. Personally, I'm plus size, so I usually used to ask myself, as the way people have defined beauty these days, I would ask myself, how would I place myself as plus size? And I mostly in NMV, I really need how to dress plus size ladies, to dress them and also make them feel beautiful. So what inspires me is someone's individuality, your uniqueness, and how you want to appear. Yes, so at the end of it all, you're feeling beautiful and comfortable.
That is really amazing, and that's it must be the most wonderful, mission statement I've heard. So I'd like to follow up and ask, now that you focus on Ankara designs, where exactly do you source your fabric from? Is it from a natural source? Do you keep in mind that the source of the fabric can also affect the environment?
Mhm. So before quarantine, I used to get my materials from Tanzania, and these are materials that are made from a method called batik, where the prints are made on pure cotton. And then, these individual prints actually mean something. So if you're to buy a print, you know what it really means and which country it comes from. Because as Africa, we all have individual prints that we always put out there when it comes to our clothing. So I usually get my clothing from Tanzania. I think they are specifically high tech. Yeah, there's a company called High Tech, and these guys actually use pure cotton. When you actually feel the material, you think it's not Ankara, because we Africans, I feel like since kitenge is like a home cloth, there are times whereby someone can't differentiate between the good kitenge and the really good quality. That's why I think sometimes the business, especially when dealing with Ankara clothing, it gets hard because people take it as in a way by this is something we see every day. So even though you put a cloth out there, no one will think it's unique because they are sure they'll go and buy the print from somewhere else and just give to a tailor to make it. So that's like a difficulty. But people don't know that as as NMV, we use good quality kitenge. We use cotton specifically because in a way we want to help people reuse these clothes. Like this is something you can keep for like forever because I have clothes that have been passed on to me by my grandmother, Kitenge. She's like, you have these, like, there's this cut, you can go and revamp it, like reduce it to your size, knowing that the print won't fade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's really great. Keeping in mind that cotton is actually a sustainable, renewable, and biodegradable product. So it's glad to see that you're actually focusing on that. Also, here in Kenya, we have many Ankara designs. However, I don't believe that they're original. Like you said, people just take the fabric and take it to someone else for cheaper and more harmful fabric. So that's great. I would also like to follow up and ask, what does sustainable fashion mean to you? Are clothes just clothes, or what do clothes represent uh, for you?
To me, sustainable fashion is a way that we, the society, are able to benefit. and also the environment is able to benefit in the same way to a level whereby I am able to be smart, knowing that I'm not going to endanger any species or anything else there because I am like, for example, we have seen pictures of Uganda whereby in the sewers we are seeing things like clothing blocking our water sources and what. So to me, sustainable fashion is an ethical fashion is fashion that we can keep on improving when it comes to trade. But at the same time, we're able to use it as a benefit to us and the environment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really amazing. And now that you're a Ugandan living in Uganda, I recently read that. Oh yes, I recently read that in 2019 that the Ugandan fashion industry has decided to bank on young fashion designers, just to reduce the amount of imports in the Ugandan fashion industry. I would like to know how this has impacted you or benefited you as a young fashion designer, or how perhaps they can make it better for you in the fashion industry.
Yes. First of all, I would really want to thank such organizations for coming to Uganda to do that. And it's just amazing. I really wish they knew how much they do for us. Because currently, right now, I am working a project under Motive Uganda. There's this project I really wanted to put out there. But, because of finances and everything, I really didn't. By God's grace, the contact me and my person ready to come to our offices and see what we can do. So I pitched to them this project and they really liked it. The fact that these organizations are able to help us, they are giving us motivation because we all know as individuals that we cannot work independently. Time comes and we feel like, you know what, I should do that. So as young designers, our vision is to be able to dress people in a way where people won't feel that customized clothes are only for the high class people because I would want to customize a cloth for anyone. I would want to reach a level whereby anyone of any class can step into my office and tell me, I have this occasion, not even only an occasion, but there's this I want in my closet. So can you get it for me? And I'll be like, yeah, it's okay. So as fashion designers, I want to thank them that they are hearing us out and they're believing in us. That's really good. Yeah.
I really hope for the best because I see the future of sustainable fashion, especially in Uganda and Kenya, is really bright. So I actually hope that your project comes through and that you succeed in it.
Thank you.
Another question I would like to ask you is going back to your fabrics, and now that you told me that they're made of cotton, and keeping in mind that other fabrics out there are made from petroleum-based, processes. Do you think that practicing sustainable fashion among fashion designers such as yourself does reduces pollution in Africa or globally?
Yes, I agree with that because I'll give an instance here in Uganda. I checked out most of the text because I actually question myself why some fabrics are really expensive here in Uganda, yet I've had from high school, we used to go for field trips to textile industries in Uganda. So I asked myself why we have to import all these things from abroad, and then yet the clothes they are bringing in. For example, here in Uganda, we have very many markets that sell second-hand clothing. To a point that these days you can never predict how much a girl's putting on because you will be shocked by the prices, and yet these are clothes because I personally have bought second-hand clothes, but this is something I'm going to put on once or twice, and I'll look at it and be like, nah, I don't want any more. Yet, Uganda potentially we have the ability to produce these clothes from by ourselves and from Uganda itself, whereby because I've seen I don't think I've ever been to anywhere to one area and I've not seen tailors because we have very many people who have gone for tailoring courses, but they don't have where to work from. Everyone is just seated at a veranda of a shop doing repairs or fixing clothes. So I wonder why we, instead of importing all these clothes and selling them off, whereby those that have not been able to be sold, instead of being taken to orphanages or being given to people who are disadvantaged, these are clothes you find in heaps, in dustbins, in areas, and this is pollution. Yeah, this is actually not being friendly to our environment. So I just wonder why we are not able to produce, let's say, materials ourselves, have factories that can manufacture them. We have very many youth in Uganda who are studying marketing. We have very many youth in Uganda who want to be trend makers. So why can't we do this ourselves so we can develop each other and build our fashion industry? Because I feel like right now most of the prominent designers have been framed as designers who are only going to design high contour clothes or clothes for the high class, for the musicians, for the artists. Yet I feel like if we all build our industry, we can be able to build one that can be sustainable for everyone, every class, every size, and every gender.
Indeed, I totally agree. It's the same case here in Kenya. Loads of second-hand clothing. In fact, they were banned beginning of the quarantine season because they
Mm.
feared that it would bring in the coronavirus. Also, the second reason, it was the second reason that we should also empower the Kenyan fashion designers. However, they've actually lifted that ban, and now the second-hand clothes are back. So we will most likely see more pollution. So I would like also to see more sustainable practices, in Africa at large. So it's great to see
Yeah.
we have the same sentiments. I believe that we're actually going to see this happening soon. With with regards to the social aspect of the fashion industry, you said there are many youth in Uganda who, are tailors, are trained in marketing. How do you aim to, incorporate the local craftsmen and women in your fashion industry? Because even in the supply chain, needs to get a fair share of, the profits in a sustainable manner as well. So how do you aim to respect human rights in your fashion brand, and
Mm.
especially women, because they are the major part of the labor force in the fashion industry?
Yeah. So personally, I I design clothes and I have two tailors. So before I design a cloth or before I price the client, I usually consider how much this tailor would charge to make this cloth. So before I give a client a price, I first consult with my tailor and I'd be like, so okay, I'm cutting the material, I'm providing everything. How much would you do this? Because so that at the end of it all, they are participating in the decision making. And by the time the cloth is the done, of everyone in the whole supply chain is happy. I am happy, the client is happy, and the tailor is also happy because we have all got the share of the profit. And then in the future, what I envision is to have an industry, to have a large farm with tailors that I can hire through mass production, whereby I know I can make out designs that can be sold worldwide, and at the end of it all, we can all benefit in a way that will help us, live a sustainable life. Yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. It's glad to hear that, especially because the youth in Africa, being a fashion designer is not seen as something prestigious. So it's good to see that we should actually also change that mentality. That being a fashion designer actually contributes to a lot, especially to the good of the environment and also the social aspects of each country that we live in. And so to tie up the whole interview, I would like to ask you your final thoughts on sustainable fashion in Uganda or in Africa at large. Do you think our future is bright? And what do you think that we can do better as Africans to contribute to sustainable fashion?
So with the new trends that are coming in, with the new organization, I want to thank Thinking Now. I want to thank you so much. The new organizations that are coming up. I believe that slowly by slowly, our mentality when it comes to creative arts is becoming more positive. I feel like everyone is spreading the word out there, and the future seems bright. The future seems bright to a way that we are going to learn more, especially when it comes to the sustainable and ethical fashion. We are going to know how to use our materials. Actually, we are going to know the benefits of what we as South Africans have. So I believe the future will actually be great to the point that we shall be able to create everything ourselves. We shall be able to have our industry growing stronger and stronger. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I agree indeed. And it's good for us also as a continent to be, self-reliant, self-sufficient, especially in the fashion industry that gathers so much profits and that we are such a big part of. So it's really great to see, especially young fashion designers being, you know, enlightened about such manners and willing to contribute to them. Yeah. So once again, thank you so much for contributing to our interview. If you could like, if you can shout out your, your fashion brands, maybe if you have an Instagram, we can put it here. Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who is listening in. Thank you for sharing or wanting to learn more about sustainable and ethical fashion. The future is bright, and with such meetings, we are able to spread the word. I'm Natalie again, and my fashion house is NMV Designers. And for any Ankara clothing, you know who to come to. You can check us out on Instagram as NMV Designers. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Have a great, great day.
Thank you.